have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once. I'm one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up.
Maybe.
Am I just paranoid? Am I just on?
Maybe.
Could be.
You never can tell. Welcome to the Jim Reith Show Unleashed, episode number 52. Bill is safely ensconced in the inner sanctum. I'm in the alley once again.
That's right. It's a nice. It looks like the alley in The Godfather when Sonny's beating up Talia Shire's husband.
All right, so we were supposed to be at the 443. That did not work out, unfortunately.
It's all right.
It is all right.
A lot of stuff going on.
Oh, man. I didn't realize, and we didn't realize, that it was No King's Day and also a home game for the SU Orange. So that took care of that. So we'll postpone it until the Christmas Spectacular. The bottom line is we want to help out the 443 because we love the 443.
Yeah, we can do this. We're in the inner sanctum. We can do this anywhere, but we wanted to do something.
Yes.
And we're gonna.
Yeah, definitely. And when some of our musician friends will be there, and we'll just hang out and have a good time. But we want to raise money for them.
But until then, we're going to be now live and on video.
Yes. How about that? So, Yahoo of the Week is an easy one. Is George Santos. Guy's in prison for 7 years, gets out in 3 months. And fatter than when he went in. How's that possible? How can you do that? You can't. How can you do that? He came out heavier than when he went in. Okay.
What is the? I get it. We're playing this whole politics thing, but I don't understand. It's not like there was no gray area. He defrauded. People.
Yes, and then lied about it and lied to everybody else. That's where we are now. Now, on the positive side of things, of course, hopefully you baseball fans out there like Bill and I are. Bill had a gig last night. JR does not ever have nighttime gigs. So I got to watch the game. The single best performance by a Major League Baseball player in the history of Major League Baseball was last night.
And I agree.
Shohei Ohtani. He pitched 7 scoreless innings, strikes out 10 guys, and hits 3 home runs.
Effortlessly.
Yeah, and one of them goes out of the ballpark completely. I mean, it got to a point where like the announcers are just laughing because it's like it's not fair.
Now I entertained at a wedding last night, so I have my phone and I have the MLB package, so I have enhanced MLB app.
Nice.
So I'm kind of watching the game as like a bot on it shows the pictures and stuff, and then I'll go away from it and I'll get a notification, and it just kept the notifications kept coming. Home run, home run. This strikeout, that strikeout. So I had to look into it, and and then I watched I went back and watched some of it today, man. That's when we were talking about it before he came on the air. That swing, it's a thing of beauty. And hey, listen, they're the NL rivals for my Braves, but it's like we're watching the best baseball ever played.
Any left-hander out there, any left-handed kid out there should watch his swing and emulate it. I mean, it's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. So, and he's just starting. It's just, that's what really, and he's been around already for like 7 or 8 years, and he's going to win another MVP. And it's just, what he has done is just amazes me. In this day and age, amazes me. It really does. So good for him. And the Dodgers, I said on a Facebook post today, the Dodgers are a dynasty. They really are. I don't know how you win next year either, because they get a whole year of Ohtani. They get a whole year of the young kid they brought over. They got Yamamoto. They're going to, I think Snell's a free agent or could be. They'll sign him. Where's he going? Unless you're chasing money, although they have plenty of that too. But if I'm a ball player and I can get like really good money and I'm living in LA and we're winning championships every year, where am I going? I mean, that's what you play for, supposedly, is the championships. They play for the money. But
I think if they win the title this year, Freddie's retiring.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, he's slowed down a lot.
But one thing that might happen, because it just happened with Charlie Morton, he goes back to Atlanta for like a day and gets signed and retire as a Brave.
Yeah, I could see that. I think that's what he would definitely do, and that would be a real classy move. But I think he may be done. Maybe we'll see, and then they have to replace him because that's a big, hole to fill. That's not only your first baseman, but he didn't win the batting title, did he? But he came close, right?
Won a World Series with the Braves.
Yeah.
Just an all-time, great guy.
And now he's going to win 2 with the Dodgers. All right, well, we're stacking up. So let's get to our
people coming in early. We got our first guest here. We're going to bring him in. Our friend Tom's here.
Yeah, Tom Babylon is here. He's
hold on a second. Now I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm going to remove myself from this.
Yeah, they could be just anywhere. We could pop up anywhere.
Yeah,
who knows? So Tom Babylon is running for the mayor of Syracuse, and he's a Republican, and he's joined us in the past. So Tom, we're getting closer. Obviously, how are you feeling about this whole thing?
I feel great. I mean, I've got a lot of Democratic support. We're getting the Republican vote out there. Everybody, all our analysts are telling me we got a great shot at winning this year. So I'm listening to them, and I'm feeling great.
In these off-year elections, they won't be very many more of them. We're going to talk to Dustin Czarny about that coming up. But in these types of elections, it's all about turnout. So how do you feel you can rally, a turnout in the city that's so heavily Democratic?
Well, I mean, listen, last mayoral election, we had 18,000 people decide who the mayor was. Historically, it's around 20,000 people. We're really working hard to get the Republican vote out. We've got 9,500 registered Republicans in the city. We've got 10,500 people that voted for Trump last year, and only 6,500 of those were Republicans. So we're really working hard on that aspect. And, we've got really have a lot of Democratic support. A lot of people, when Pat Hogan and Choma Joke lost their primaries, a lot of their supporters actually came over to me, and we've raised a lot of money. We've got people that are out. I mean, Pat Hogan's campaign manager was out there canvassing for me today. So, I mean, we've got a lot of people that are coming in the ranks here.
You talked about fundraising. Sharon Owens has a large lead over you in fundraising. How does that help her or hurt you, or does it?
It's weird because we have our campaign finance for the rest of the year through election day, and we probably raised around $50,000. I think she's raised $350,000 or something like that. It's crazy. I don't even know how she spent that much money, to be perfectly honest with you. It kind of concerns me about how she's going to be mayor. If it works out, if she wins, she'll have spent probably more than any other mayor in the city of Syracuse per vote, easily. I think she's going to be like $30 or $40 per vote probably, which is crazy. I think we're doing great. We've got billboards up. We're running a very strong micro-marketing campaign right now. People are telling me that they see it. I'm out every single day after work knocking on doors. We've got volunteers every weekend outside knocking on doors. So everyone that I talk to is very receptive. So I feel good. And it's a big difference in the fundraising, but you got to remember she spent, $240,000 on the primary. She had about $110,000, and we're dropping about $40,000. So it's really not that big of a difference.
Yeah, the primary certainly drained some of her funds for sure. What's micro marketing? What is that?
Oh man, this is the new way that they do commercials.
Okay.
They target directly to the consumer that you're looking for. It's amazing. We have this little app when we go out and canvass. It tells you everything about the voter, how many elections they voted in, how old they are, how many people in their household, and what their political designations are. And all that information, is kept in a database. And, the way things are today, when people watch mostly everything over the internet, we can target the ads directly to the people that we want to target. A lot cheaper than, just buying ads on radio or old-fashioned TV.
Yeah, that's wow. So where do you play the ads? Is it online?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Hulu. If you have any TV app that has commercials, we'll reach you. If you're on our list, we'll reach you.
Wow, boy, it's a new age. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So as we get right down to it, do you have any access to reach a large group of people at one time, like a rally or something like that? Do you think about any along those lines at all?
We're not doing any, we did our last fundraiser, weeks, probably 3 weeks ago. I thought we had enough money to, finish out our campaign. We're still getting contributions. I've got a large donor that's contacted me that says, how much money can I give you? So we're trying to figure out, because he's already given quite a bit of money. But I'm not having any large rallies, but there's 3 debates coming up next week that are all televised.
Sure.
So there's 2 of them are live audiences. One of them is at the Veterans Something Center up on SU Hill, and the other one's at the Everson Museum. So those, people can certainly come out and view those live, or after the fact on TV or on YouTube or wherever they're going to be broadcast.
Right. Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I really do. I wish it was at 4:43, but maybe next time. So Good luck, and I think we'll talk one more time right before the election. How's that?
Okay, that sounds great. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Tom.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
Tom Pabellon, who is running for mayor in the city of Syracuse, and that's a tough slog because that is really, we can do that micro marketing for us.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about that. That's interesting. Because now, it makes no sense almost. To some it does, but it makes better sense to do a mix of traditional stuff and then all this, online marketing, which.
Well, look how people consume things today.
Yeah, you're right.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. Literally the only thing I listen to in the car now are podcasts.
Really?
And there are local ads that are embedded right in the national podcasts that I listen to. I listen to 3 major podcasts. I'm a huge fan of the old school manager in WWF, WCW, Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette, absolutely.
And his show is fantastic. He's so off the wall. It's so crazy. But he does about 7 hours of content a week. Wow. He's got 2 shows. One of them is more like a Q&A, and then the other one's, they
showbiz.
And they talk about the wrestling today.
Yeah.
And then I listen to, there's a physical media podcast on every Thursday night at 9:30 our time. But he's on for 3-4 hours a night.
Wow.
And if I don't watch them, live, Jim Cornette's only podcast, I listen to it in the car. And every one of those podcasts, the local ads are right in them.
Very interesting.
Right, embedded right in them.
Very interesting. We need to look into that big time, because that's, I guess, the way we want to go. That's traditional stuff still works, but not for stuff like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, we got to find the ways to get the word out more,
and the people that we want to listen. So
that's right.
Want to go to our next one?
Let's go to Dustin.
Let's go to Dustin Czarny, who's elections commissioner in Onondaga County. And so, Dustin, give me a number. Give me a number that.
Hold on a second. He's not.
Can't unmute your guest because they.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Ha!
We'll figure this thing out one time.
You caught me early there, Jim. I'm glad I was awake.
Jack him down there.
Yeah, can you turn your maybe
a little bit loud?
Turn us down.
I'll try to modulate my voice a little bit. How about that?
All right. So give me a number of what the usual turnout is on an off-year election.
Oh, it's horrible. A usual turnout is anywhere between 30 and 25%. That's in the local years, the odd years, which we happen to be in.
That's awful.
Yeah. And I mean, if you compare that to a midterm year, which is anywhere from 55 to 60%, or a presidential year, 75% in Onondaga County, it's really bad how many people come out to vote. We put out the same resources we're welcoming at the Onondaga County Board of Elections, but people just tend to vote in even years. That's when they know elections are happening, and that's why New York State is working to try to align some of these elections with even years.
And that's going to take a while, right?
Yeah, so we just had this court ruling. It was fought in court for about 2.5 years now, but this is the final court ruling. And starting next year, county ledge elections will be moving to even years. Any town election that is on a 2-year term, so that's most town councilors and town supervisors, will also be reelected next year and continue on 2-year terms. And then a few of the 4-year term elections will start in either 28 or 2030. It takes some time because they have to serve out the current terms that they're in. And in 2030, then you see the county exec and the county comptroller also on that.
Okay.
But what isn't going to be on that, because it's going to take even more time to get the constitutional amendment passed, is the cities. So, like, I know you just were talking with Mr. Babylon in the city of Syracuse mayor's race, and he said about 18,000 people voted in that, and that's out of about 70,000 voters inside the city of Syracuse. So that's going to take some more time. I don't imagine that changing till about the middle of 2030, because it's going to take some time for the constitutional amendment to get passed, and then the voters have to pass it.
Right.
Because cities in the New York State Constitution cannot move via legislation. They need a constitutional amendment.
Okay. Wow. And that's, that's onerous. So we're talking about, so if you run for county exec or county legislature this year, you have to run again next year?
You do. Yeah.
Wow.
Anybody on a 2-year term, but they've known that for a while. Back in May, the appellate division overruled Judge Neary, who is the Onondaga County judge that ruled it unconstitutional last October. So since May, with that 5-0 decision at the appellate division, which was bipartisan, pretty much the writing's been on the wall. The people knew that this was a law that was going to is upheld in the Constitution, and the Court of Appeals obviously had to hear the case and rule on it, and nobody took it for granted. Both sides fought hard, but it was pretty likely that this was going to be the outcome all along.
What was the argument against it? Because it seems to me that when you move these elections, you're going to up participation greatly. And
so I don't buy the argument against it, so I'm going to try to give it some justice. But the argument against it was tradition, basically, was one of it, but also that they felt that local races would get lost in the shuffle of national races. And I just don't believe that. I think citizens can make up their mind on who they want to vote for. And also, there is a trade-off here, right? So, there may be more people on the ballot, but you do not have to convince people to go out to vote. You only have to convince them to vote for yourself.
Right.
So it's going to be a different way of running for office for some of these local candidates, a better way of running for office, because they know that more people are going to come out and vote. So they can go out there and just talk about their vision for the unit, the political subdivision that they want to lead, whether it's a city or a town or a village or a county legislature, whatever. It's always better when more people are voting and more people are choosing their leaders.
I agree completely, 100%. Absolutely. Dustin, thanks for your time, man. I appreciate it on a weekend and on short notice. Thanks for the information too. Love that.
Well, thanks for having me on. I'll see you around.
Get to see you. That's Dustin Czarny, who is the Democrat elections commissioner for Onondaga County. 17, 18 to 20%. That's awful. 18,000 people chose the mayor in Syracuse. Now, they made the right choice, I feel, because Ben Walsh has been a great mayor and is a great guy. But it's awful that only that many people came out. It's terrible, and it's worse for your town boards and stuff like that. These are the people who affect you directly. You know what I mean? Directly. So I want to see more people turn out for that than I do for national politics, because national politics are a joke.
And being a politician, you'd want more people, just because you'd want to know that your constituents, are who they are.
And on a local level, yes, absolutely. I think on a national level, they don't want more people voting.
No.
But locally, you would think that people would want more turnout and people would want more of a say locally. So, to me, it's a no-brainer, and I think it's a great idea to move it so that's all at one time, but it's just going to take a while. And, of course, New York State has to be different in one of the things, so that's going to take extra time. One thing I learned when I worked with the county was working with the state is horrendously difficult, and it takes so much more time than it has to. So much time is wasted trying to deal with the state. So naturally, that they have to be different, and so that'll be a whole nother thing, but that won't be done till 2030, man. But the other ones you can understand, they got to get them all aligned. Although that's hard. Running for a county legislature 2 years in a row, that's not easy, because you got to raise money. and especially if you're going against somebody different each year, which sometimes is the case.
And you're always campaigning too.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I feel it was because it was the beginning of us doing this when we had David Capri on. He had just won.
Yes.
He's already, into the next election cycle.
Right.
For the town,
Yeah, it's crazy. It is. And it's on the state level too, and even on the national level, because a 2-year term, just make them both 4 years. And I don't know. Again, the national level is a loss. It's a loss for now. It was nice to see the huge crowds, though, right? For No King's Day.
I know. Listen, and everything's nice. And it seems like it's nice and peaceful.
Yep.
That's what you want.
Yep.
You're trying to get your point across. You're not going to get your point across if the story is there's violence,
right?
Because that's the story,
right?
Not what your
Correct.
Point is. I watched the debate the other night of the mayors. This is like
New York
a
City?
huge thing.
Yeah.
It's got national implications.
Yes, it does.
Just because of the feud between New York and the president right now. I don't know if it was. I'm just, you're so used to these debates being slick, and almost scripted in a way,
mm-hmm.
but it just felt so. This Mandami,
mm-hmm.
he's the scripted, polished dude.
Okay,
everything was, eyes right into the camera. When he's done talking, smile on his face the whole time.
Yeah, he's got the whole thing.
You got Cuomo, who's the Italian guy.
Yep.
He's got the glasses on. He's got the paper in his hand. He's going like this. He's very Italian. He brings up his dad every third question. Brings up HUD. I worked with Clinton every third question.
Yeah. His dad was very popular.
Yep. And then you've got the conservative guy that's got no chance of winning whatsoever. But what I thought was the more real candidate of the three,
Curtis Sliwa.
Yeah, because he's just like he's been in the literally in the subways for 40-50 years.
Yeah.
It seems like he would know more about some of the stuff, especially in the
Absolutely.
law enforcement.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's important there. They're so down police officers that Cuomo is proposing 5,000 new cops. Chris Sliwa, he's proposing 7,000 new cops.
Really?
Yeah. It's crazy. I guess it's because the rise of crime there, I guess, and because of all the lack of and nobody wants to cops don't want to sign up anymore because of the law that gets them away from being sued.
Oh, okay.
Immunity.
Immunity, yeah.
There's a word before it, but I can't remember.
What channel was that on?
I watched it on YouTube through NBC4s.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't shown locally.
No.
But YouTube had the TV station in New York that held it.
Oh, that's great.
And the three people, they had one lady from Telemundo, one of the anchors of this television station, and one of the journalists. And all the questions were great. It was quintessential old school Cuomo.
Yep.
The whole thing. And then they're talking over each other. Sliwa is answering Cuomo's questions because he can't hear. Mandami's smiling the whole time. This wild smile he's got.
I gotta see.
You gotta see some of the clips. It's crazy.
Who do you think's gonna win?
I think Mandami. I think he's up in the polls, but not we don't,
right.
And we've seen polls, but they're a little better localized like that. He's up like 20 points.
Yeah, I don't think Cuomo realizes how hated he is.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I mean, he's the only one on that on that dais that has a lick of management experience.
Sure. Right, and any chance. I mean, Sliwa has no chance, but he is popular, and people like him or whatever.
It is. I mean, he was very. I mean, he's not. I wouldn't say he's pro-Trump, but he's not anti-Trump either.
He's not never Trump
because he knows it. They probably know each other, from back in the day.
Yeah,
but one of the telling questions, one of the questions to me was, there's a lot of parades in New York City. Will you be a mayor that marches in the parades? Cuomo was yes, unless they discriminate. Guardian Angel guy was the mayor. it's his responsibility to march in all the parades.
Oh, of course.
And they said, so you march in all the parades? He said, yes.
Okay.
But Davi's answer was, I'll be too busy to march in the parades.
Yeah, naturally. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Very slick.
Yeah.
Although he just, rejected all the people who put on the parades that are somewhat controversial. And not all of them are. Some of them have violence, unfortunately, associated with them. And I don't. It's all, that's a whole nother world down there, and a whole nother political world down there in New York City and that whole area. So Albany is ready to do some voting next year. This year is the county legislature and your county governments and all of your local governments and all that stuff. You got, if you're only going to vote for those, do that. Definitely. If you don't want to vote in the national elections, I don't blame you. And I'm getting pretty jaded about it myself, but I'll do it again. I'll do it in 26 and then 28, and we'll see what happens if there is 28. But I don't know. It gets scary sometimes, but we'll see.
Have you seen any new television?
I've been into the playoffs. No, although we did watch some old television the other night. It was see, now I'm going to forget. It's the English doctor there who's taciturn, and I can't remember his name.
Oh, House?
No, no.
He's an English dude playing an American doctor.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Wow.
I think Brandy watched House too. I watched. Well, the last couple of weeks have been the new seasons have started.
Yes. Well, we watch Survivor. We do watch Survivor.
That's right. You've always been a Survivor guy. Well, Law and Order SVU started, and they're coming off to a good start. Older characters coming back, but last night was the series premiere of the Boston Blue, the Blue Bloods. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
Donnie Wahlberg's hairpiece is awful.
He's gone through that stage though. He had an awful one for a while. Then he looked okay, and now you're saying now it's awful.
He's got this whole thing going on with this part that's like. Looks like it's like cut right in his head. It's pretty outlandish, but I like the way that the show is going. It's going toward that angle that the original show was, family.
Yeah.
But now the family is in Boston. It's a different family. And it's funny because the Reagans were big Catholics. Catholic. They had the Sunday dinner. Well, the other family in Boston does too. And it's a mixed family of Jewish, Muslim, white people, black people in the family, and they do the whole dinner like they did with the Reagans, and it's the same thing, but it's with their their Muslim or whatever the religion that they're practicing. And Ernie Hudson's in it.
Oh,
Ernie
no
Hudson,
kidding.
He's the Reverend. He's like the grandfather.
Oh,
so it's got the whole kind of the lineage like the Reagans did. The grandfather was in it, the father, but the father has passed in that family. So Ernie Hudson's the figurehead.
Oh, okay.
Which was cool. I didn't read into it that much. I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan, so it was cool to see him.
Yeah, I bet.
And they did the whole dinner, and I'm telling you, for some reason, that show always gets me. I always tear up for something. And any episode of that show when they get to the dinner scene, because it comes down to that family.
Oh yeah,
and they talk about that stuff, and it brings you back. And same it. This first episode hit me already.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've seen the other one rarely, but it was always good. I mean, Selleck was great.
Tom Selleck was fantastic.
Yeah,
his portrayal of that Teddy Roosevelt type character was great.
It's pretty impressive. Yep. I think, and Survivor. We watch General Hospital. We do every day. We tape it and we watch it. Love it.
Now that was Rick Springfield back in the day.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There's a lot of guys have gone through there. A lot of people have gone through there.
My mom was a Guiding Light fan.
Yep.
Fan back in
like
the day.
sands through the hourglass. That's Days of Our Lives.
The Days of Our Lives. Yeah.
These are the Days of Our Lives. That's what I used to watch back in the day.
That's all gone. There's none of those anymore, right?
No, there's General Hospital and there's Young and the Restless. I think that's it.
And are they on like regular times like they used to be?
Yeah, I think. I don't know what time it's on Channel 9. I think it's 2:00, maybe 1:00. So what stinks is every other day they get breaking news. We got to go to David Muir over here,
Don't you miss half the episode?
Yeah. Oh yeah. At least, so that kind of stinks, but we like that.
Good old David Muir.
Yeah, boy, he's really done a lot more than any of us here ever thought he would do. No, when David was very young when he started here, and he was unpolished, but he was still, you could tell he was still, a great anchor. And now he's become a great reporter too, because he's been all over the world. So yeah, he's really made himself into something really special, and good for him. I mean, it's great to have a local guy, do that well, for sure. We've had many people come out of this market and do really well.
You know whose name I heard the other day? Adam Shine. Remember Adam Shine?
Sure.
Primetime Adam Shine.
Yeah. So he's on Channel 5 doing he's on CBS doing the score breaks.
Yeah.
So they throw it to him. Yeah. It's funny to hear him. Great guy. Again, super, super, super talented. Everybody knew even when he was in college, he was going to be huge, and he's huge. He is huge.
When
now.
he first went from local to national, remember we had a soccer team at the, whatever it was,
like semi-pro team.
Yeah, at the baseball stadium for a while.
Yeah.
Well, the opening game, they almost sold it out. KC and the Sunshine Band played in the.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Remember this?
Yes.
The only thing I remember is coming home because I had a few adult beverages at the game and calling into the Primetime Adam Shine show, national, and making it in. And he didn't want to talk about local stuff, so I said I was talking about it was. I think the Knicks were on a run at that time, and he comes up and I just start blabbing about the soccer team, and he kicked me out of the thing.
Did he really?
Hung up on me.
That's awesome.
Good stuff. Big rock and roll news this week. Ace Frehley.
Yeah, that's a
74 years old.
What killed him?
So 2 weeks ago, he had a fall in his house.
Oh,
and I guess it
he had a brain bleed, right?
Yeah, and a stroke. And I guess they thought in the beginning he was going to come out of it, and he never did. And they had to take him off life support on Thursday.
He's the original guitarist.
Yeah,
for Kiss,
so
right?
he's one of the, so I guess I listened to Eddie Trunk on Sirius XM radio, and he's like a big rock and roll media guy. He had the show on VH1, that metal show.
Oh yeah, wow!
And he's the host of the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame that I go to every year in
no
LA.
Kidding.
He's great host. I mean, he's like the guru of hard rock heavy metal. So yesterday's show, he's usually on 3 to 5. He did an hour early, so we went 2 to 5, and he had like Anthrax call in. They were all doing like, and I didn't realize how loved Ace is as a member of Kiss.
Oh.
He was always one of my favorites. So it was always Paul and Ace were my two favorites, just because Ace was the goofy one.
Why do you leave?
He got booted.
He did.
Yeah.
Have issues?
Alcohol. It's so weird. Gene and Paul were never the alcohol druggy guys. They were the clean guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was everybody else in the band that was, run amok. So they kind of got Gene and Peter got booted, or Ace and Peter got booted early.
Oh,
so the 70, 81, they were gone by. Creatures of the Night album was technically their last album together, but in those later Kiss albums, Ace and Peter didn't play on a lot of them on the albums. They toured, but they didn't play on a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
And because, and this is one story that a lot of my older friends who are huge Kiss fans tell me, when the Creatures of the Night tour came around, that's when Vinnie Vincent started with the band, and he had the Ankh makeup.
Yeah.
And there was no internet, so nobody knew what was going on. So
Right.
Todd Stiles, my old guitar player, he showed up at the War Memorial, and there's this guy there, nobody knows who he is,
Man.
Yeah,
that's true.
Those
though.
are the days, those that
you wouldn't know who he
Right.
is. How would you know? Now you would know
And then
instantly.
they took the makeup off in 82 for Lick It Up.
Right.
And then in 95, they did the Unplugged reunion, and then did the reunion tour, and then did the new album with the 4 original, which at 96, 97 was Psycho Circus, was the first original 4 Kiss album from, 80 was the last one.
Oh, okay. So are they done now?
Yeah, they're done. They had their last show last year at Madison Square Garden in December.
You think that's it?
That's it. Well, they're doing a convention in Las Vegas, but without the makeup on. They're going to play, but without the makeup on. I don't think they'll tour anymore. They might do like a
special show or a festival.
Those two at least.
Yeah.
Peter and Ace weren't in this newest
right
version of Kiss was Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer, which looked just like, there's been shows. Tommy Thayer was Ace's guitar tech for those 90s, late 90s stuff.
No kidding.
And there's times that Ace had a little too much to drink and Tommy sat in for him for a show. And look, they look just alike. And they play because he teched for him for so long.
Right.
You know, he picked up his but I did not realize how loved he was. They 3 hours of just all these rock stars calling in, and Eddie was working for the record label that signed Ace after he left Kiss. So he's known and worked with Ace since then, and they were like best friends.
No kidding.
Yeah. And and the saddest thing is he was so looking forward to the Kennedy Center honor. Not those guys are really not political at all.
Right.
They never really got into any politics, but the statement was he was thrilled that the president of the United States, no matter who it was,
right,
knew who he was and said his name.
Yeah. Yes. And it's an honor.
Yep.
It's an honor. No doubt. Well, and that's sad. And we're losing a lot of people, a lot of entertainers in that age bracket, although he's on kind of low end. He was only 74,
74,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of low end.
And he was still touring. I mean, they had to cancel.
Really?
Yeah, he was in the middle of a tour. They canceled stuff. He played at the fair, not this past year, but the year before.
Now, we were talking earlier about the price of tickets for Dream Theater, which is coming here, right?
Yeah.
They're the Landmark?
Monday night.
And it's like not even half sold.
It's crazy.
Because it's too expensive.
Even them being a top 3 favorite band of mine, $200, $250
no
is a lot. Back 150, 175. The seats that have sold are the balconies, the cheaper balcony seats.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Oh,
and I feel bad for, our friends at the Landmark. You know, that's a gorgeous place.
It is, especially now if they're redoing the whole
and it
thing.
Deserves to be filled for every show. And they do a fantastic, those shows they bring in, the Broadway shows are filled.
Yes.
You know, those seats are.
Yes.
But I saw them in the first go around, I think it was May or June, in Rochester, in another gorgeous theater, the Kodak Theater. This show is completely different from that show. So it's not like they're doing the same thing. But I went once. I've seen them in the past 6 months.
Right. So
am I going to want to pay that money again?
No.
I paid $27 to see them on the Scenes from a Memory tour at Toad's Place in New Haven, Connecticut.
Unbelievable.
And then $42 to see them at the Roseland Ballroom when they recorded the DVD for Scenes from a Memory. And I don't even, when we went during the COVID, just after COVID, we saw him, or just before COVID, we saw him in Toronto with the newer drummer, because Mike Portnoy just came back. This is Mike Portnoy. This is another thing, too. It's Mike Portnoy's first tour back with Dream Theater. Yeah.
Wow. Mike Portnoy played with you guys.
No, that's I played. My band Held Hostage opened up for Mike Portnoy.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Scars and Stripes was Sal Giancarelli. That's Stained.
Right. Stained.
But I don't even think those were near $100. I want to say I paid maybe if I paid $90, but they weren't over $100 in that time.
So the other day I figured, well, maybe we'll go to a Crunch game this year because they're fun to go to. The cheapest ticket's $45.
I know. We were finding something to do, and I don't want to use the word cheap, but
inexpensive.
Inexpensive is a better word.
Expensive. How about
and I
that?
said, let's go to we'll go to the Crunch game, have a couple beers. That's enough money. The couple beers is enough money, anyways. $42.
Yeah. So 2 people, 2 beers, $100.
Yep.
No.
Plus parking.
No. Not doing it.
That's what I worry about baseball, especially hometown baseball. It's creeping up.
It is.
Up. $16 now is the highest price ticket at. It might be even 18 at PNC Stadium, and the beers are up there now, $12, $13, $14.
Yeah, it's.
And I know it's not their fault,
right? No,
it's just
because everything's going up. I mean, everything. Even we went to Costco the other day, and even Costco prices are going up. It's brutal out there. It really is brutal.
One organization that has stayed consistent with fans first is the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah.
Their tickets for this tour coming around are going to be $35.
That's it?
That's it.
Very good.
They were 25 last time. They went up a little bit.
We'll sell out in seconds.
So now we haven't been on the air since they had their big Banana Ball tour announcement last week. So it's all different now. There's 6 teams now. There's the Bananas, the Party Animals, which were the 2 original teams.
Okay.
Now there's a team in Florida, the Texas Tailgaters, the Firefighters, and there's one more team. But there's 6 teams now.
Wow.
So they're coming for 2 days in September, but it's not the Bananas.
No, it's not.
It's the one of the new the Indianapolis Clowns. Remember the old school minor league team, the Indianapolis Clowns?
Yes.
They were a legitimate team, but they played like the Globetrotters. They did a lot of trick stuff back in the, I think it was the Negro League, if I'm not mistaken. They have reincarnated that name, and there's the Indianapolis Clowns. But yeah, 2 games, Firefighters versus Tailgaters. It might be. I want to say it's a Firefighters or a Tailgaters home game.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're doing it. But the only games the Bananas are playing are their home games in Savannah and the football stadiums.
Really?
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
And that's all going to be part of this league. So there's going to be a legitimate champion at the end of the year. Like this year, whatever, they had 3 teams or whatever, and they did it the old school way. The Party Animals were the league champions this year. But they even interview the guys and say, he says, there's no way to throw a baseball game. So we play the games. We play it with flair, and we do all the trick shots, and that might, be detrimental to win a game.
Right.
But they actually play these games.
No kidding.
I don't know if you know the whole thing. It's 2 hours or less.
Okay.
The games can't go over 2 hours.
All right.
There's all these different rules. You get extra stuff if the guy flips in the air. If a foul ball is caught in the stands, it's an out for the team. Yeah, so it's great. It's not baseball as we know it.
Right.
It's great entertainment that has shown now to be inexpensive. They do not allow you to resell their tickets. So I pay $59 a year to be in their K Club.
Okay.
This is the only way you are guaranteed to get a ticket to their game.
Oh.
But for that $59, they send you a nice lanyard. But you also, if you go to the games, you get first entry into the stadium. You don't have to wait in those big lines.
Mm-hmm.
They're all sold out.
Yeah.
They sell out everything.
Yes, they do.
They give you a pin, you get all this certain stuff. So it's not just like you're giving them $60, you get nothing. But the biggest thing is it's just like the old school fan clubs, like Dave Matthews and Pearl Jam. You have a status. So I'm 1 year. So it started in 2022. I'm a 2023.
Okay.
So I'm second tier. So I'm almost guaranteed. The only ones I'm not guaranteed to get are Savannah games in Savannah.
Okay.
I did get tickets for Savannah last year, $30. No, they're no more than anything else. But now they have other things. They have like an all-you-can-eat package in Savannah. They now have a meet and greet package. I think that doesn't go over. I want to say, but you get a whole bunch of stuff. It's like $100, but it's a little more expensive. But $35. But the hardest thing is to get the tickets. You had to have, if you're not a K Club member, sign their lottery thing before October 31st. They shut it off on October 31st.
Wow. And
then they go through that. So we'll get first round choice for the games. I'd already taken the weekend off. And then they'll go to the lottery.
Wow.
And they make a ton of money, and they keep asking the guy, are you going to sell it to Major League Baseball? He goes, absolutely not.
Good. I hope he doesn't.
He says the only thing I want to do with that is sell out Major League Baseball stadiums, and they are.
So it's interesting that we got them last year or 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yep.
I mean, that was a big thing.
That was their first major tour.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, they sold that thing out right away.
You couldn't get it. It was. I mean, it started at noon with tailgating. We tailgated at noon. They have a big thing outside with tent. You can start buying merchandise.
No kidding.
They let you in. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 o'clock. They start letting you in. Game starts at 6 or whatever. You're 2 hours. You're in and out. But then at the end, there's a big thing at the end where the players come out, sign autographs for everybody. They do this closing ceremony thing where they're singing. All the guys are on this big stage. There's a band playing horns. It's fantastic for that. It's the Harlem Globetrotters and Barnum and Bailey Circus without the animals, all roped
That's
into
awesome.
one.
It is. And at $35.
Yeah.
You know, not
And I think those
250.
games back when they were here the first time, they were only 25.
Incredible.
And there's no like bloated fees or anything because they do the ticketing right through the Savannah Bananas website.
So how can they do it that you can't resell them?
So being a K Club member, they're in my wallet. And the only people that I could transfer them to are K Club members.
Oh.
I can't even, if I couldn't go and Brandy wanted to go, she'd have to have my login and password for my my ticket for them to scan it through that website.
Interesting.
Which is good because these tickets could probably go for $300, $400, $500.
Yes, absolutely. There'll definitely be people to pay that because it sells out so easily, and because you have to get in the lottery system. They don't want to do that. Well, you're gonna for these because that's awesome. I wish more people would do that. I wish more. Well, then you wouldn't have a secondary market, and it's awful. That's where all the ticket prices go up, and then the fees. The best thing to do is go to wherever venue. If it's local, go to your venue and buy tickets, so you don't have to pay all those ridiculous fees. I mean, you could save $20 a ticket sometimes.
I save so much money. I always, and I do well. I go to the box office for Dave Matthews every year for the amp, and I always get either the pit or the first 5 or 10 rows in the thing. I save about $30 because Dave was $189 this year. It's the most I've ever paid for a Dave Matthews ticket. But if I would have got him online, that would have been over $200.
Yeah, with the fees. Mm-hmm. Ridiculous. Also,
and now there's that pricing that fluctuates. Day one, they're up the wazoo. There is a ticket this year for WrestleMania in Vegas, and this isn't like a scalper ticket. This is standard admission. It's $37,000 for a 2-day ticket for front row at WrestleMania in Vegas. The new CEO of TKO, which is the company that owns WWE now, wants to start pricing WWE like UFC.
Oh, boy. Well, you're going to lose a lot of your fan base.
Well, they do. WWE's live presence is now has been just live stuff that you see on television. Netflix, Monday nights, SmackDown, their pay-per-views that they do on the streaming apps now. This winter, they're doing a 10-date holiday tour. It's their first one in a while, and it's coming to Syracuse. I'll be interested to see what the prices are just for a non-televised show. They're doing Syracuse and Rochester untelevised, and then they're hitting Buffalo up for a Raw. And in Syracuse, they're January 1st. It's around New Year's Day. So that might be a good selling point.
Yeah.
You buy your kid tickets for Christmas, you go on New Year's Day.
Yeah. Interesting. So if it's untelevised, then you usually don't get the huge stars, right?
But that's what they are advertising, that the stars are coming.
Oh, okay.
Cena, no. Probably Roman Reigns is he's on a limited schedule anyways. But you'll get, Cody Rhodes, which he's a champion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You might get a CM Punk. John Cena's down to 4 dates now, and he's on his farewell tour.
Yeah.
And his final date's at Madison Square Garden for.
He's a heck of an actor. I'll tell you that. He's funny.
Dude, that show is a Peacemaker.
Yeah,
what it is? It's hilarious.
Yeah. He's funny. Yeah. He's a funny dude,
and he's still really good shape, and he's still really good at wrestling, which is weird because if you look at it, his popularity is probably at this point right around the years that Hogan had his popularity.
Wow, really?
Yeah, but Hogan, when he would come back at the end, it wasn't that good. Like the stuff that they're doing with John Cena now is actually pretty good.
I did want to talk about one other thing. So I'm noticing more and more often when you go out, especially maybe to eat or whatever, there's 2 prices for using a card and paying in cash. So, I mean, to me, I'm going to start carrying a lot more cash. Now, I've always done that because I'm old, right? So I'm an older dude who uses cash anyway, but I've used a card forever. But it's interesting to me that they're doing that because you would think that they would want you to use a card because you're going to spend more that way. Usually, if you're reaching for cash, you're much more cognizant of what you're laying out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's just really interesting to me because I am going to start paying more in cash, and then you leave a tip in cash, and they have to worry about them getting, well, of course they don't get taxed anyway,
Right.
supposedly.
That's a big hotbed of contention now. Everything has a tip. You go and get
Right.
something. Everything's
Yes.
got a tip.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
connected to it.
Don't tell me how much I have to
I
tip
know.
somebody. Don't ever do that. Because I do 20, 25. But if it stinks, if I'm giving bad, I'm talking about bad service, okay? 10, 15, but don't tell me what I have to give somebody.
You know what the problem is with cash these days is the youth.
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
I gave somebody, I went and grabbed breakfast for Brandy this morning at Dunkin' Donuts, and they have that new $6 meal deal, and it comes up to $6.48. It's a coffee, the little hash brown things, and a bagel sandwich, right?
Did you give them $6.50?
So I gave her
$20.48.
48. Jim, I got $13 back and some change. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't say a word.
Did she
I didn't
faint?
know. I don't know what happened. I probably lost about 50, 60 cents in the deal. But
wow.
So that was
wow. That's all I can say to her is wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez. Yeah, it's true though. If you want to see somebody panic, right? A kid at like a checkout, take out a 50 and start handing it toward them. They'll start crying. They'll break down and start crying. They don't know what to do.
Don't ever change. Like if she's already put in the thing you gave her, like if it's $20.73 and you put in the $50 and you go, hold on, I got the 27. Don't ever do that. It'll be like the movie Scanners. The head will go bang.
She'll press the manager thing on the.
You'll have no, and it's but it's because nobody carries cash anymore.
That's true, but it's going to change. It is. It's that cash is coming back, and I like it because it's not tracked. I like that. It's like one more thing. I got a color guard thing in the mail, right? It's like my insurance company says, okay, now everything else aside on a color guard deal, okay, I'm not giving my DNA to anybody.
Yeah.
You're not getting my DNA unless, is this mandatory? I lose my health insurance? No, I'll give it to you. Now, besides the fact that I'm not handling that and I'm not doing whatever I need to do to send it to you in the mail, no, I'm not doing it.
Look, I'm not doing anything nefarious, but I don't want to get involved in these 23andMe
no.
where I'm giving.
Ew.
Because you don't know.
No.
Your stuff gets mixed up in something else.
Absolutely.
You don't
know. No, you're not getting my DNA.
Know.
Not without a subpoena or a pair of handcuffs or whatever. All right. This was a good one considering that we had to cancel the anniversary show, the spectacular, like this. Is this Dream Theater?
No, it's generic bed that we can use without having to pay anybody.
That's right.
Those are the best.
I like this. Yep. Generic out. All right, take care of yourselves. Okay. Next week, right?
Right here. This week we'll figure out where we're gonna start. We're gonna do it every week, and we'll get back.
Are you thinking 4:00?
I'd like to do it old school.
Yeah, I can. I'm free. Obviously,
you're very busy.
It's up to you. So, take care of yourselves. Okay, God willing, we're all back at it next time here on the Jim Reith Show Unleashed podcast.